After a 10-day gap in the Indian Premier League, it was back today at the Chinnaswamy Stadium, and India's festival is finally back. It has resumed after a short break due to the escalated tensions between India and Pakistan. It took 10 days for the BCCI to restart the Indian Premier League, and it was match number 58 at the Chinnaswamy Stadium between the Royal Challengers Bengaluru against the Kolkata Knight Riders. It was going to be a very important game for both the franchises as the tournament has reached to the business end, and what a way to start IPL 2.0 with the two top teams coming up against each other. Like always in this video, I'm going to be taking you through the key highlights of the 58th game of the Indian Premier League. But unfortunately, the start that everybody was waiting for, it was going to be a very special occasion at the Chinnaswamy Stadium, as you can see it on your screens right now as well. It was going to be a Chinnaswamy that was going to tribute their hero in Virat Kohli, who has been their homeboy in a way for the last 18 years now. He said goodbye to the longest format test cricket a few days back, and the Royal Challengers Bengaluru and the fans who were going to come for this game were going to give a tribute to Virat Kohli by donning the white Indian Test jersey and giving him that final recognition that Virat Kohli, the Test cricketer, needed. All the fans did turn up in white jerseys, but unfortunately they were not able to see their boy from Bengaluru in Virat Kohli in the center, and that was just because it was really heavily raining in Bengaluru. It was quite unfortunate for the fans who turned out there, quite unfortunate for both the teams, even more unfortunate for the Kolkata Knight Riders. I'll tell you that as well, but you can just see the visuals on your screen. These were visuals from the Bengaluru Stadium all throughout the day, specifically from 7 p.m. till 10:30, 11 p.m. Indian Standard Time. It was raining heavily at the Chinnaswamy Stadium. You can see these puddles, and you can see the majority of the ground being covered. And despite a great drainage system at the Chinnaswamy Stadium, it wasn't really stopping to rain. All that the people wanted and the ground staff needed was the rain to stop, and within 30 minutes the ground would have been ready. There was a bit of a sort of moment in the game as well, around 8:35 p.m. Indian Standard Time is when the rain stopped for a bit. The water did start to get out because of the great drainage system at the Chinnaswamy, but within a couple of minutes again it started to rain heavily, and those were very clear signs that it looked really unlikely for the game to really happen. And why this game was going to be so important for the Kolkata Knight Riders, because if they ended up losing today's game or the game turned up in a washout, they were to be knocked out from the 18th edition of the Indian Premier League, and that's exactly what happened. The game was called off at around 10:20 p.m. Indian Standard Time. 10:40 was what the cutoff time was for the toss to happen for a minimum of a 5 overs game, but that did not look on the cards because it was continuing to rain and the game was called off. The points were split, and because of that, the Kolkata Knight Riders have now become the 4th team to be officially eliminated from the Indian Premier League. RCB, on the other hand, have more than 1 foot in the playoffs. That lots of permutation combinations are needed if they are to miss out on a playoff spot, and that highly looks unlikely. I'll quickly tell you about the points table as well. You can see Hyderabad, Rajasthan and Chennai, the 3 teams that have been eliminated. Kolkata Knight Riders, now the 4th team to be eliminated. Royal Challengers Bengaluru sitting at 17 points. A washed out game today. That did not go in their favor. If they end up winning the next 2 games that they are remaining with, they will end this tournament with 21 points. But Kolkata Knight Riders after this can reach to a maximum of 14 points, and that will not be enough, and that is why they have been eliminated. If they wanted to stand a chance, they would have had to win this game, but unfortunately, because the The game was called out without even a ball being bowled. They have been knocked out of this year's edition, and the defending champions are out of this tournament. They will not be able to defend their crown, although it looked like that they might just have been making a resurgence in this IPL, but unfortunately it was way too late, and they have now become the fourth team to be eliminated. RCB, on the other hand, not too much to lose for them, just a little bit of dent as far as their chances to finish in the top 2 is concerned, because they would have wanted to win and strengthen their chances to finish in the top 4. Unfortunately, that might not be the case now. They can still get to 21 points, but the only rider being in there is that they need to win the next 2 games so as to they get to 21 points and might just be getting in the top 2 positions, because at this point of time, even Gujarat and Punjab, the 2 other teams who can actually match up to the points that RCB has, or even also surpass them. Not the kind of start that all the fans across the globe, specifically in India, were looking for. The resumption of IPL after a 10-day break. Not the best start, but some great games coming your way. When the IPL was really paused for a bit, the tournament had gotten into its business end, and the points table has gotten really stiff and really gotten tight in between each other. All the teams are really at a tight spot, and that is something that is going to be a really big problem or a blessing in disguise for teams moving ahead in the resumption of the IPL, because teams who had their winning momentum might just be a little unhappy because that rhythm broke, and now they might just have to need to refresh and start from the fresh, whereas for the teams who were losing, might just has an opportunity to have a fresh start, and as they still have a chance, teams like the Delhi Capitals who can make a resurgence and make a comeback into the tournament again. So quite interesting days coming ahead. Lots more coverage here on Sports Today. We have covered the whole IPL for you so far, and that's exactly what we will be doing in the next couple of weeks as well. So stay tuned to Sports Today. If you haven't subscribed, do subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends, and press the bell icon so that as soon as we are live or there's any interesting content coming your way, you guys come to know first.